You're the most religious as like your way of
Hoping.
using. Mm. I see, I
And
see.
then afterwards, I'm just kind of like in the state that I am now, doing my own thing and
Yeah,
making really
trying to
good
make
money.
yourself
So
busy. That's good.
yeah,
I remember you told me about your mom before. Like, she like went through a lot, especially with your family and everything. Like, I remember you
yeah.
telling me like your dad had these issues and
At the
some
time, right now
that was
he's
yeah,
much
of course.
better.
I could kind of understand that. My dad was. I think all dads had those episodes. You know, it's especially like I don't
Considering
know.
that he's like right now 40.
Yeah, especially when they're at that age. And
Not
yeah.
necessarily a midlife crisis. He just kind of like did his own thing. What is the fuck? Getting
Oh, I
messages.
wasn't gonna say midlife
Why are all
crisis.
the
I was
Korean streamers all getting on at the same time? What the fuck?
just. Yeah. So your way was coping with that was like it was church. Would you like talk to
Yeah,
more people? And
talked to a lot of people then there.
they would respond to you by like being close, cause they
Hmm.
were close. Okay.
I don't actually talk to a lot of them nowadays. They're doing their own thing.
Right. That's
Probably
okay.
like the guy that I'm closest to is probably moving soon because got married.
Hmm.
Fun fact: the Yolm was actually from my old crush, and her boyfriend's sister is the person that is now married to the closest person. So it's that fun.
Oh, damn. But like that close person still helped you out though, right?
Bruce helped me out a lot.
That's good.
No one I connected more there than Bruce when I came there, at least.
I see. I see. So you're like really grateful for them, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Josh, Molly, Tyler, Dom, Tommy, EJ, Nate, everyone there. Cole to an extent because he showed up.
I see. I see. Um, how many people showed up to the funeral? Like, how much people?
Quite a few. Like
Uh,
it filled up the entire because it was filling. You know the area at which like you go to it like the main pastor area like for Sunday church and shit.
yeah.
And the entire thing was filled up.
Was
A lot
that
of
like,
people showed up.
was that because they all like really wanted to seek out?
When it came
Or, you
to
know?
Carrie, she was quite popular and very important to a lot of people.
Oh, dang.
Everyone knew and loved her so much.
Because she like contributed to the church?
No, it wasn't church. She was
Oh,
a dance teacher.
a dance teacher?
Dance teacher and a gym teacher.
Damn.
Was also the leader of one of the colleges in Weatherford's,
College theater. Damn.
and their what they're called, not cheerleaders. Although she was my high school's cheerleading team teacher back in like 2018.
Wow.
Fuck, I don't know what it. Stowaways. There we go.
So that's what, like, so she had like a lot of jobs. That's how.
She had quite a few jobs, and she was very popular in each of them. Compared to my dad, who just had the one same job, which was a manager at my job now.
Okay. And you said you're getting good pay?
Yeah,
Yes,
like
sir.
triple digits. Don't want to like
Oh.
jinx it, but you know,
Yeah.
it's
So,
crazy that I get like
wait, by hour or?
10 bucks an hour.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's not bad, I guess, for where you live. I mean, Texas Shit doesn't really cost much, right?
Yeah. Compared to your money, which is like completely different from
Dude, in
ours.
Toronto, we have to buy a box for about almost $1 million. No, I'm not, like, that's not even a joke. That's the sad part.
Those fuckers up there in like 2050 are getting like loans from Jeff Bezos. Tons of money. Jeez.
Wait, so like, your mom picked all those jobs for like, because she really wanted to reach out to that many people?
She just wanted to like be a nice person and teach because she was also sort of a teacher as well.
Oh, okay. So she
That's
felt
nice.
that feeling of like, there's a lot of kids in the world that can use this type of
Yeah,
athletic
exactly.
knowledge. Did she train you? And any
No,
dancing moves you want?
she was a gym teacher, but not at my school. It was a separate one. The only
Uh,
time she ever taught me was she was a substitute while I was in kindergarten.
oh wow, that must have been cute, fun.
She was actually really close friends with my kindergarten teacher because they were I was part of a family of hardcore runners.
Oh wow.
Lots
Oh
of
yeah,
country,
cause you did like you do track and field, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
cross country, track and field.
Yeah. It's like a fall and then a spring sport type of thing, right?
Yeah,
Like cross is
exactly.
like the one
Although I
season.
really like running in winter. I'm not gonna lie. I like the
Yeah,
breeze.
yeah, I can feel that. For me, it's like if I run in the cold, I'm just gonna start like blowing my nose and mucus and.
But yeah, my mom was a hardcore marathon runner, and not only was my kindergarten teacher one of those people she constantly ran with, she was also with my current coach,
Let's see, damn.
Coach Ward. She is amazing. I love her.
And all those coaches were like, they know you, so they must think highly of
Lots
you
of
then, right?
respect comes from my
Yeah,
side of the family because my job, everyone knows me because my dad works up there.
right.
At school, most of the people from the older generation, at least, know me because they knew my mom. So,
I see, I see.
and some of them even knew because they were students of her. You know.
Yeah. Hmm.
Honestly, I have the same controller drift as I9, but it's just so much slower.
uh.
Like you can kind of tell my head slowly
Oh,
move,
it's
and
like
I'm not
going
even.
up.
Yeah.
Damn.
More specifically, it's going up at a right direction.
Oh, I see, I see.
I don't get it. Got anything else?
Um, and you said you did coping with, through church, right?
Uh-huh. To some extent, at least.
Right. Anything else you did coping?
Being with my track team quite a bit.
So it was like a lot of community, right?
Uh-huh. One of my closest people in my group also lost his mom, like when he was 12 or 13. Killed herself.
Damn. Did you say anything to him about it, or?
We just like got connected a bit more because, you know.
That like sense of sympathy, that like,
Mhm.
yeah, like no one's alone and this type of stuff happens, yeah. What else? So overall, it was like you seeking out communities, communities seeking out you. That's what helped you got through it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
This group, church, track, tax shit, all my people, and a lot of my teachers too came out with me, came out to me at least.
Yeah, hopefully you keep them, like when you go to college or stuff.
At least right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I just get charged, like. Fuck's sakes.
Um, how much did your mom knew about like, I don't know, your video game life, per se.
Too much.
Really?
He was very. She was kind of like my inspiration to like do a bunch of gaming stuff. My
Oh,
dad
wow.
was a hardcore Xbox player. He played a lot of Halo, even while I was crip age. He would always like hang out with all of his friends and just play Halo.
I see, I see.
My mom was also like very into like NES back in the day. She did it like so much.
Damn.
And also it was them buying a Wii for me and the family that got me into gaming as a whole.
Oh, shoot. And your brother as well?
My brother got it from me, more specifically.
So you were his inspiration.
Yeah. If anything, the parents' like main inspiration for him is WWE.
Oh, wow. It's crazy.
But yeah, she was always close to me. We always talked to each other quite a bit. I did mention gaming quite a bit. She was into it to some extent. Might be a little bit hazy because I don't remember like the complete details, you know?
Yeah, okay. But like it would be a comfortable conversation.
They were crazy enough for to like pre-orders like consoles that were getting sold out quickly. Like I was one of the first people. I was the first person I knew personally that got a Wii U.
Oh, I like at that
6
time.
million, but hey, the first one.
Damn. So like you were pretty excited then, right? Especially when you were
Yeah.
younger.
I loved the Wii, so getting the Wii U was exciting. I still have that Wii U too. It's right here.
Oh, that's good. Did you play any games with your mom? Or was it just mainly like talking?
I mean, I tried like occasionally, but she just
Mm,
kind of seemed to be doing her own thing with her own dance stuff.
damn.
We didn't play games often, but she was very, how should I put it? Very acceptable and very supportive of my gaming lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah, that's something that like a lot of kids don't have.
But she supported me more when it came to my cross-country stuff, quite a bit.
I can understand that. It is cool. Yeah.
You know, she was actually, for like the last few months of her life, she was actually trying to achieve her master's degree.
Oh, wow. So that's like hard,
Yes.
cause like while
Yeah.
doing that while working, like full time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Like I said, she was rather like she had she didn't really walk well. Well, not walk well. She had a pretty poor when it came to physical health, at least.
Mhm. But she still did a lot of athletic jobs, though, right?
After 2017, actually no. After 2017, no, she did
Oh,
not. She pretty much went into a forced retirement and spent most of her life trying to battle massive blood issues. And there was also a point in time where she broke her legs too.
damn.
Well, not completely, not like wheelchair, but she was forced to like walk around with one of those walking things.
Yeah, I
with
understand.
wheelies.
Yeah, like those
Crutches.
are like
No, not
red,
crutches. No.
like those things you can sit on and people like you turn it around.
No, not sit on. It's like you hold it from the sides. It has wheels at the bottom, and you just move. Sort of
Okay.
things. No, not wheelchairs. You don't sit in them. It helps you walk
Yeah, I understand.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you keep golf balls.
Oh yeah, the golf balls.
Yeah.
Or
No, it's
the
tennis balls.
tennis balls, yeah.
Yeah, tennis balls.
Um,
She actually seems to be getting a little bit better near the end of near the middle of 2021. But by late 2021, I'd heard from my dad that they pretty much just realized it was getting close. So
mm. And like your church was praying for her? I see.
yeah.
Damn.
Honestly, feel like I could have like talked a little bit more with my last conversation with her. It was right as soon as my aunt came back to our house, she decided to visit us because she knew. I wasn't fully aware yet, but she knew, and she was crying crazy. I was just trying to lighten the mood at least. Didn't fully get the scope of it until like 2 days before she passed.
Right.
She spent the last 4 days like can't even speak. She had to. The only way she can like notice and tell that the only way that we can tell that she noticed us was through eyebrow raises.
Hmm. Damn.
Didn't open her eyes. If she did get up, she would just go to the toilet and throw up blood. I think it's mostly because 3 reasons. The issues with the family caused her to be really depressed, so she turned to alcoholism, killing her liver. Blood issues, and a COVID outbreak at her house.
Gosh, that's a lot. So there was like
Yeah.
mental things going on, right?
Mental and physical. Physical was far worse, I will say. I kind of fear that it's probably going to be the same thing when it comes to, my dad, because he's even more of an alcoholic.
Right.
Like,
So,
way
like,
worse. Like, to the point where you could actually tell, to this day, what happened with this shit. Like, the one time he tripped over, crushed the trash can, and made it, like, bent quite a bit, and it's still like that to this day.
ouch. Can you like? I know you said no, but like, remember that heaven thing you said? Like now that you know that she's like, it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Can you mention that again? Sorry.
Like, it feels a bit better to, like, know that she's up there and smiling, and that at least I'm still not going completely insane yet.
Right. Yeah. The way my mom told me about death, when in like the religious point of view, is that I don't know, God both mourns and is in joy with you when you die. Well, of course, like God puts us. The way my mom said is that she puts all of us in a purpose on Earth, and once we complete that purpose, it's like that sense of retirement of life. That, because like the planet Earth is cursed, obviously. This whole stuff happens all the time, and it really sucks. So, and in its own way, sometimes God will put His way. There's like a Bible verse like He gives and He takes, but it's not saying like God's cruel. He'll just kill whoever He. No, it's saying like God will give peace to those that doesn't need much. But it still is something sad and mourn about. But I still believe that every death still can have an impact on someone. To like, it can, they can still be helpful.
Does what he does.
Yeah, it can still be helpful to someone. I do know that like, I hope there's one time like my mom, when my grandpa died, my Chinese grandpa, what's it called? He worked as like an engineer for most of his life, and he had to go to Germany. It was like a long time ago, and he's like trilingual, so he would know German.
Yeah, because Germany is like a place where you could like get jobs after World War II. They
Yeah,
had
like, but like he was from China, so but he would always bring my
there's
mom.
a large Turkish immigration from there.
Yeah, that is true. My mom's side of the family, they were also like somewhat they grew up in like a Muslim neighborhood, so they had like that kind of background a little. But my mom would always tell me stories of how every time when my mom was like a little girl, her dad, my grandpa, would always come back and bring like these fresh German chocolates, and she would always like praise about it, you know. And, like in China, there's not much you can give to a kid. get to anyone. Like on my mom's birthday, if you got
Communism.
instant noodles, yeah, that and poverty and the fact that like Chinese culture is raised in a
Corruption
way.
and pollution
Okay.
and lots of
All
famines
right.
and lots of
Hold
diseases.
up.
And that's still affecting us to this day.
I mean, that's any country. Honestly, I don't know. Dude, I don't even I wouldn't call it communism anymore. It's more a socialist, especially with
Yeah.
like the chairman and stuff. Anyways, other than the politics stuff, but Chinese culture is just like appreciating family and like everyone's like, oh, honor your family, this and that, get that A plus. But no, it's like also realizing how important your family is to you. It's not more of honoring your family, make them happy. It's you proving your worth, or you working hard, so you show how much you really care for them, how much you're willing to. Because there is a point in time where, you know, parents will get old, and you're gonna have to. You might have to work hard. Like I know my dad on the American side. He like the reason why I'm living in California is because my grandpa passed. My grandpa American side, dad's side passed away, and it was just my grandma by herself. And my dad had to take the commitment of taking care of her, even though my dad had his own anger issues and everything else. And my mom, she also had to work like a bachelor degree, or some degree, I don't know, while have full-time job. It was like online courses, but during the time, my mom told me that my grandpa was like near death in the hospital. She was like yelling at me, crying, like, we need to pray for this. And then I was like, okay, I'm really tired. Like, you know how it feels. Like, you're just getting yelled at, and you don't feel any peace. You don't feel any motivation to, like, do this. You're just getting yelled at, and it's not her fault, of course, but, like,
Yeah, it's just rather like,
yeah, and it was, like, late
what
at
is
night.
this supposed to do for us?
Yeah, like, it was 11 p.m., and I was tired, and I was like, alright, Mom, as soon as I wake up, I promise I'll do that. And I played a few games, I did that. And the next morning, I I didn't even pray, and then it took me till like the night time of the next day, or no, or like midday, almost nighttime, I guess. And I just had that sudden feeling, and my mom just kept crying and over again. And my dad just kept, and I was like, you know, I really need to step up. I think I was also busy with school, but I just never really noticed. So I prayed for a while, like I couldn't sleep either. Like it was kind of haunting me. Like, what if he does die? What if this and that happens? So for that following week, I just kept praying every every chance I could, but it was all pointless because literally after the day my mom told me to pray about him, he already died, and I thought he was still in his bed, his hospital bed. So I was praying, oh, please save him, this and that for his health, but he already died before I even had the chance to. So it was really sad. And my mom, I don't know, my mom's mega Christian, dude. She's like got superpowers. She literally told me, like dead in the eye, dead in the face, like just stared at me. She was like, she told me, God told me you didn't pray for him, and that girls. And then literally like the following weeks, more bad stuff's happening, and now I'm like my Chinese grandma's in distress. She's fine now, but she starts feeling a lot of stress and anxiety. And my cousin starts feeling, because my grandpa on Chinese side would have this a lot of, she would be helping her, he would be helping her a lot, and learning English and homework and stuff. I know my cousin, um, we in China we say Mei Mei, means little sister, even though it's a cousin, but yeah, my Mei Mei would, you know.
At least you're connected to your sides of the family.
Yeah, I try to be. There's times where like she can call me or text me, especially like right now. It's really lonely. Her parents are like pretty strict on her. Like I've seen her dad slap her. It's gone pretty bad.
Ouch.
Yeah, like she's working like a college student.
Can I say my foresight?
Yeah, of
Just a little
course.
bit about my family at least. When it comes to my mom's side of the family, it's a bit odd because, well, yes, we were pretty disconnected when you know she died, but it was already like that to an extent. It was
Right.
even like just as bad. It's probably got like worse because of her, but it was mainly because of my grandparents. I've mentioned this only like one or two times, but my grandparents died. My mom's parents, at least, both died in like 2016, and that definitely did not help my mom at all. Especially considering this was around the time that I heard that my dad was cheating on her for somebody's
Oh, that
twice.
sucks. But like
And
your
tried to
mom's
get
still
back
like,
with her like a year ago.
yeah, but she still like had this motivation. Like she need to commit to this family, right?
Yeah, she
Yes.
just had all the stress, and it just kind of broke when she realized what dad was doing.
Yeah, my mom. There was like I think like 5, 7 times my mom could have chances like through threats, and she could have divorced him. But she always told me like a family with like separated parents is just corrupting the child. It's really not good for the child's mental health and stuff.
And it was even worse considering
Yeah.
that my mom actually got to know my dad even more because I've only talked about this with my mom, which is she was raped back in like when she was 16.
That is pretty traumatic.
She still didn't really know the culprit, and obviously I know that I was not born of that. I'm the oldest child, and I was born in 2005. She was 21 by then.
Let's see. Well, is there anything like you would like to tell to people that go through this stuff that like, because
Can I at least finish my parents?
Yeah, okay.
My other parents' side at least.
Okay, I thought you were done. Sorry.
My parents also got like completely. When it comes to like my mom's side, it was completely disconnected after my grandparents died in like 2016, and I never saw my grandfather again. And my dad and my aunt, his relationship was completely broken.
Right.
Stuff that was happening. She used to live with us for a bit, and then she left, and then she came back recently for obvious reasons, and then she left again. I think she's just roaming around in Dallas right now. I haven't talked to my cousins at all, and for the most part, my uncle just doesn't give a fuck about us. My mom's brother, at least. My dad's brother, he's actually pretty cool. He's chill. His wife's pretty awesome for the most part. They're nice. I love them. But yeah, my mom's brother just doesn't really care for the most part.
Yeah, I tend to notice like Texan families have a lot of like closeness of uncles, aunts, and cousins and stuff. I really like that.
I'm still close to like my dad's side of the family,
Right.
but I personally loved back in the day more of my mom's side of the family, and knowing that I'm probably not going to be able to talk to them as much anymore is kind of sad. I love my cousins, and yeah, I can't. There's like no way. I mean, I can technically do it, but it just feels so disconnected. And at least my aunt's still with me for the most part. She still shoots me calls every once in a while. You know, the reason why I left for that in the Overwatch thing that we were trying to do the other day was because she called me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, she was just like checking. It was fine. For the most part, she was only really annoyed at like Connor because she wasn't doing anything. Because he wasn't doing anything.
Right.
Yeah. I completely forgot. Oh my god! Now I feel so guilty because I didn't tell her that. Tell Hunter to call her. Damn it.
Dude, I feel.
Yeah, that was actually Father's Day. Yeah. At least I have tomorrow off. So, people that need help with situations like this, just find people that actually care about you and stick with them. Because you'll need them in the long run when this kind of when your mental kind of brings it back up in that sort of situation. Just rely more on them. That's what I did, and I'm turning out fine for the most part.
Yeah.
Also, don't break your glasses by putting it in the laundromat. That is a bad idea.
Oh well. Yeah, but
Yeah,
anyways.
that's pretty much it.
Alright. I mean, in all, like, other than the movie ties, if you always need to talk to about this, you know.
Yeah,
It's
of
like-
course. I'm open to talk about it
And
quite a
and
bit.
and like Discord's your only like communication option, you know. Like.
Discord's fine.
Okay.
I could probably also use iMessage, but you
That's
guys
true,
kind of
that's
like lost contact with me. For the most part, the only
I still
contact
have
I
my
have is
number.
Kevin.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
I
give you
talk
my
to
number
Kevin
right
through
now.
messages,
Alright, let me give you
not
my number.
Discord.
Okay. What the heck's my number? Oh.
Understandable.
Yeah. No, it's because like I memorized my mom's phone number, my home phone, and I'm like, and like all my student ID of all these colleges and stuff. Yeah. All right. Is that it? Anything else?
I think that should be it, yeah. I
Alright,
mean, I
thank
could
you so
talk
much,
about my
Chase.
brother. He's, for the most part, doing fine. I have no clue what he's doing, actually. He's just roaming. All he cares about nowadays is just, like, Apex and, WWE.
Okay.
I guess I have to, like, keep more check on him because, you know, it's only, like, 3 of us, so we just gotta, you know, keep
Right. You
rolling
gotta
with
stick
him.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Also,
mom.
don't put this in the video.
Yeah, of course. Like, there's a lot of
Um,
stuff you said I'm not gonna put.
Yeah.
Like.
Don't put the Weatherford thing because, like,
Yeah,
you know,
of course. I
toxic
just.
shit.
Oh, of course.
That's
It's
like
not-
a city not too far from where I live.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Because, you know, I have a problem with more stalkerish stuff because, I mean, I could just say, you know, I live in Dallas, that's not a problem, but considering I live in, like, a small town, it's just get, like, shit gets out, you know?
Yeah, of course.
No, I don't live in Dallas. Moyo lives in Dallas, but I live in a small town, like 30 minutes away from Fort Worth, which is right next to Dallas.
Right.
More like a developing place. I mean, it's probably going to be better in the future, and it's really good for, like, elderly people. There's, like, so many old people. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, tell me
But,
about it.
yeah, I don't really like, you know,
Right.
I guess living here for the most part. I prefer to, like, live in this more, like, chill.
You gonna move somewhere once, like?
I mean,
not
maybe.
college.
I'm probably still gonna stick around in Granbury for a little bit just to be with my family, but
Of course. Yeah.
I am thinking of places.
Mm.
I'm considering my options. I'm
There's
probably
a
just
lot
gonna,
of
like,
options.
roam around the earth with my friend Wade. He
Hey.
knows usually what to do. He's rather
Good.
chill.
Get that
He's
Gravity
got-
Falls ending between the
He's
two
got his
stands.
priorities for the most part.
That's cool.
And if I could trust anyone with, like, doing anything more than, like, anybody else in the world, not even my dad and my brother, I choose him to help me out because I know he's not gonna, like, pull off some stupid shit.
Mm.
I mean, he usually does, but, you know, in comedic effect like I do.
Yeah. I remember my mom. She always tell me like, I don't know. She's like spiritual and this and that, Christian. Yeah. She would tell me that like, if one person in the family isn't healthy, then like there's gonna be this unhealthy spirit, and it's gonna affect the whole family. So like she said, you like pray about that stuff. You know, that's what she would tell
Like,
me.
I'm starting to think about that with my great-grandfather, at least.
Right.
He's, like, in his 90s.
I see.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. Things are looking up for me, you know. Got the job, getting to hang out with more
Hey.
people. Just, like, you know, being at least a little bit more happy. Got some
good.
Overwatch 2 news. Thank
Hey.
fuck. Still waiting on an incentive group, though.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm hoping things are going to be better, at least better than junior year, because it can only get better from here,
I mean,
hopefully.
you definitely will get busier, but that might be a good thing. I mean, this senior year was my
never know.
busiest.
I mean,
Yeah.
at least if I get like 2 days off, A week?
It depends on classes you take, and junior year is supposed to be the hardest year.
I'm mostly only really going to be taking like UIL and traction. That's going to take up my time.
Any college course classes, like
yeah,
school,
college
like
courses,
advanced.
for the most part, I can get through it. I'm just built
Like
different when it
exams?
comes to my smartness.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Plus, I'm like friends with like all the smartest people. Like Wade, from what I've heard, by the time he's like in senior, he doesn't even have to go to any classes because he's that high.
Yeah, he completed all his. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do for college. I'm trying to take a bunch of classes in
I'm
the
top
summer.
20%, and he's like top 5%.
Damn.
He is good. And if I need to rely anybody for like life at least, that's him.
That's good.
Even if I like don't even go to college, I'll probably just stick around with him.
Like a gap year. Some people do that.
I'm thinking of like maybe taking like 1 or 2 years off before I start college because
That's fine. Yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't know. College is like not really my thing at the most part. And I just
Yeah, you like want to have that chill life. Just talk and stuff. Yeah, I
just
understand.
relax for the most part.
Yeah, bro, you earned it, dude. Yeah, you earned it, bro. You go through like 12 years of public education, bro. You earned it. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like people like you. Like,
Also, Hunter randomly wins. Hunter's in this game right now.
Yeah, alright.
Is he like a member? Oh shit, he's a member. That's a problem. I hate that fixed it.
The hydro killer.
Where is he right now?
Alright.
Oh wait, I can't do it because like I can't do it because fucking thing won't let me.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs I've been listening to. The Life is Strange. I don't know if you know it, but there's this game called Life is Strange, where like the girl can. It's the first one was like the girl had time travel power. She could reverse time, like change her decisions, like those major decision thing. Yeah. What's it
Yeah,
called?
ignore what I just typed.
I have my HUD turned off, so I can't see it.
Where even is Hunter? What the fuck is he? Alright.
Yeah, but like recently
I can't do it because like my thing is lagging like shit. Or not like lagging, I literally my controller grip won't let me select him.
Oh, that happens. Yeah, that does happen sometimes. Show me what you're looking for.
Oh, he has a capital. Oh, and it says Traceboom. Damn. Well, guess Hunter's just looming wherever he is.
That's nice.
Better not have broken any shit though. What's like your thought process when it comes to like all the Overwatch 2 news? What is your overall thoughts with the game?
Bro, nothing
I
but
know
gratitude.
since you joined the game. Alright, yeah. And now I love the world. You can make that in your own world. I don't use that world often anyway. Yeah, I own